Anyhow, here I am in Mexico. Let's talk about an article that I wanted to bring your attention for two reasons. Just because the story could interest you of what craziness goes on in the world today. And if you can see it as craziness, then for the second reason that I'm giving you this is to show you a demonstration of how my mind works, so that you'll be interested to subscribe and continue to surf in here and check out things. I just want to use this as a quintessential example of how I analyze things and take it apart. And, even if you don't agree with me, I just hope this will amuse you in the very least. Okay, so the story I found on Associated Press, AP, they put out a lot of videos. On the weekend they're not active, but it is Monday morning and they're pumping out a lot of material. California story comes out. There's a drought on the western side of the continent. I don't know if it goes beyond California. Probably goes down into Baja and that side of Mexico. I'm almost certain, but they don't do the studies beyond those fake borders. They don't. Usually you see maps and it's just the drought here and it just ends at the border. It might go beyond the border, we're not sure. Does RAIN know of any of these borders, by the way? Does the sun know about these borders? When you're on, anyhow, I'm being facetious here. People have to be aware that legal entities are not even real. They're just propped up like a house of cards. Alright, so let's not digress. If there's a drought going on, it's affecting things, and it will especially affect anything to do with the land, and that's agriculture, because people use the land. After all, we have to come back to the hard reality, something we can't change. Nature is the land. It's on the land. And we come from nature. All the food, even if you eat a cow that's running around on the ground, that's where we get our sustenance. That's our nutrition. That's our food. Because up to this point, from what I can see, is that everybody still eats solid substance just about every day, unless you're fasting. So with a drought of biblical proportions, the lesson is in there that people start to suffer and they starve and they die. Entire nations can die because of drought. It's happened before. Scientific archaeologists will show you their research and prove it if you don't happen to believe me. I'm digressing a lot. It must be the morning. I'm not exactly waking up as the chickens are waking up. Yeah, right on cue. Right on cue. So, part of the agricultural industry is the almond growers, almond trees. If you don't know where almonds come from, it's a nut, and there's a small tree. It's considered sacred by the ancient Israelites, but now it's staging a comeback. There's more almonds running around the United States than there ever has been. When I was growing up, I might see an almond on Christmas or something. or Almond Joy, which was not one of my favorite candy bars. Bad sugar, bad milk chocolate. But almonds are a huge crop. They're increasing the amount of consumption, or humans are increasing their amount of consumption into almonds and almond products. So, have you had any almond milk? It's an alternative to cow's milk. Got milk? No, I got almonds. So, even more so than the soy. Soy ruled the market of the alternative beverages since the 1980s into the 90s, and then in the last 10 years they've lost it to almond, also rice, and various other things. I'm really giving you the deep details here, and I don't know why, but I hope you're enjoying it. Basically, because of the drought, the almond farmers are pulling down all their trees. Oh, wait. Let me report that without any attitude. Almond farmers are having to decide to destroy their crops by uprooting their trees. And what they're doing with the trees is putting them through the shredder so that they can sell the wood pulp, fresh wood pulp, into another industry. I'm not sure exactly what that industry is. Probably something in construction, but not necessarily. It could be any other kind of wood products, possibly just furniture. Now, having said that, I'm going to give you the attitude in my analysis. This is the perfect example currently of how the stupid greed, or stupidity and greed, of business people, or just business in general, capitalism, merchants, commerce operates. This is how they operate. This is how they do things. Trees are just a commodity to them. Trees are just this figment of money. If they calculate that it's not going to be making any money, they desperately try to turn it into money the best way that they can, as quickly as possible. Stupidity, greed, carelessness for the earth, carelessness for the generation of the future. Why would you cut down trees? Say, if you planted, and this is Peter-Appleseed talking, if you planted 1,000 trees, why would you hire a company to come with big machines and suddenly uproot all those trees, like killing those trees? After that, you have no more trees that you planted. Why would you plant 1,000 trees if you ever intended to get rid of them? Oh, well, see, they don't care. They're not trees to these people. They're not trees. I'll tell you what they are. They're just ways of making money. Now, this goes for trees, this goes for rocks, this goes for animals, this goes for other plants, this goes for land, this goes for any resource, and this even goes for people. There are literally businesses and careless, uncaring industries that profit on people, profit on the lives of people, the actual lifeblood. Yes, I'm not going to name those industries if you can't figure it out. That's too controversial. Right now, let's just focus on the almond trees. Almond trees are being ripped out in thousands and tens of thousands right now in California, because there's a trend going around within this group, the almond grower capitalists. They are saying that they can't make any money off of almonds because of the drought, and they've calculated the rest of this year, and if they can't make enough money that they're used to making, like as in last year and the year before that, 2012, 2011, then they're getting out of the business, because they don't care about the trees, they only care about the money. Do you know how long an almond tree can actually grow? It can grow for hundreds of years, if not thousands of years. There are almond trees known to be that old, and they, in the Middle East, Mediterranean area, are related to olive trees, because the same people grow them. You can grow them in the same climate. That's not a deciding factor. These trees will grow side by side, and olive trees are found to be thousands of years, 2,000, 3,000 years old. There are trees that they can imagine Jesus would have seen or walked past, and they still exist today. Although another sad story is that land developers in Israel are cutting those down. But let's go back to the almond trees. So tens of thousands of them are being destroyed. They are being cut down right now so that they can make a quick buck. That is destroying the future of hundreds of generations that could have benefited from these trees because of selfishness. Well, and you say, oh, you can't talk like that because you didn't own the trees, they were privately owned. Well, private doesn't mean that people can act like stupid idiots. Yeah, I know they planted the trees on private property, acres and acres and acres of monoculture agriculture. Lines of trees, regimented, like enslaved soldiers, only serving their masters. Is that what you do with trees? That's what you do with nature now? Yeah, I know, I've seen that. I've been seeing that more and more. I've been seeing that 100% through and through. That's what your civilization is about, and it's time to leave it. I realized when I was a child, when I first came up with the concept, should I stay or should I go? I was going. I'm gone. You know, this is 35 years now that I'm gone. So there's a lot of people out there that will see this, that you know me for 35 years or more. I got family, I got parents. You know that I'm gone. And if you don't follow in the direction that I'm going, you are lost, not only to me, but you are lost to the future. There's a divine plan, and you're all about to find out. I was just listening to a Kevin Blanch video, just catching up with him. I don't watch him a whole lot. He's very intense, but I pretty much agree with him, like, to about 85 to 90% of what he's saying. I have discrepancies with little minor things sometimes, but the major items in his message of his videos for the past month, I agree with. So go check him out. If you don't like my style or something, check him out. I don't usually promote anybody. People don't promote me anymore, but what the hey, you know? I just connect things, connect those dots, and relate things up. Some of you might also be Kevin Blanch viewers, but in this fickle world of video viewing, I don't expect much loyalty. If you got anything from this video, bless you. Take it wherever you may go and use it, because it can be only used for truth.